Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome to my scrapbook table. I have 4 photos here that I'm going to scrap today, and I'll tell you more about those in a minute. I am using these tags and some scraps from my counterfeit kit for the month of September. That sticker sheet was also in there. I'm also pulling out this wood grain from Some Assemblage Required, which the wood grain prompt is for Scraptember. That's from a 49 and Market kit that I bought. I think it's just called Peach or something. I don't remember. But it looks like rope, so I thought it fit because these are photos from a restaurant on Lake Erie. And I start out with this for my background, but I end up changing it. Here I'm just showing you that originally the wood grain was going across on this 6x12, and I needed it to go left to right. So I cut it in half, turned each one 90 degrees, and just washi taped it together so that it looks like it's the way I wanted it. Then I want to add some color at the ends of each of these, or of this wood grain. And I really like this little tiny scrap that I have, so I'm figuring out if I can make it work. And I did. There's a gap there on the bottom right, but as you see, I can cover it up with that great piece of wood veneer. So these are 3 photos from a restaurant on Lake Erie. And here you can see that I have switched out the background. I decided I wanted this blue instead. I don't know if it's better or not, but when I was working on it, I decided I liked it better this way. And I'm going to tuck in some tags. I know that. I'm also going to use one of those as a journaling block. And I'm thinking about what else is going to go on here. And I pull in some different pieces. I find another tag, which I do end up using 3 tags on it and a journaling block. But as I'm working, I think I don't like how plain the background paper is. So I considered going back to the original background paper because nothing is glued down yet. It wouldn't matter. But I also have a new stamp set that I bought from Some Assemblage Required. I've used it one time, but it's still new to me, and I love it. Oh, here I'm thinking about where can I use these, so I create a little shelf. And again, I don't know that you can tell on the video, but in person they kind of look like rope, so that reminded me of boats. So that's why I'm adding them here. I end up having to use the other piece because I rearrange and this one gets covered up, but that's okay. So anyway, here's what I decide to do. I pull out this stamp set from All and Create, and I love these pieces. So I put several of them on, excuse me, I put several of them on an acrylic block and decided I was going to try this white paint or ink from, I think it's Hero Arts. I think it's called Unicorn White. And as usual, when I'm stamping, I try to put down that yellow, it's just a couple layers of fun foam. It helps me get a better impression from my stamps. And there we go. I just added a border. It has nothing to do with restaurants or food. I guess the compassy stuff you could think goes with the lake and boating, but whatever. This is one of those pages that I really struggled with because maybe I started out with the wrong materials for what I was doing. I didn't have any clear plan, and sometimes that's freeing and I do really well. This time I just ended up kind of frustrated. And with the final product, I don't love it, but that's okay. So now I've created that border, and I am happier with it than when it was plain. So this is crooked, and I'm trying to get it glued down again. There we go. And now I decide, here goes my restaurant photos. This was not a healthy meal whatsoever. They are known for their fried perch and walleye. And I think I had walleye, and Dan might have had scallops. I don't remember. Anyway, was delicious. We couldn't eat it all. Next time, if we ever go there again, one meal will be plenty for the two of us. And so, reaching under there, I should have put this down first, of course. And the little sign there that I took a picture of, it says, "No woman has ever shot a man while he's doing the dishes." I thought that was kind of funny. And now you can see that I have moved the row of photos down. So I have to add this other piece of rope because the original one is getting covered up. And I chose a title from Color Cast Designs that says, "Enjoy Today." And I wish it were a little darker blue, but I still think it works. Anyway, we went to this restaurant after we had done the covered bridge tour that we drove around and saw a whole bunch of covered bridges. You've seen a couple pages about that in the last month or two. And I have found the best way to glue these acrylic titles down. This is from Color Cast Designs. The best way I have found is to just use little tiny glue dots. And I'm using my pokey tool there. You can see that I'm working on a different surface now. I finished this up at a crop that I was at last weekend. But I had started it quite a while before then. That's why I don't remember all the details of what's going on. So there, the title is down, and we did enjoy that day. And now I'm thinking, what else am I going to put on here? Because I had decided on some tags, but they were going to go where that title is. So I have to think about moving them. And I was going to do some journaling on one of them, which I end up doing, but the first one I mess up. So I have to switch things around a little bit, which is par for the course. That's okay. And I don't like to have tags that don't have string in them. But I didn't have any with me, and I wanted to just get it done. So in the end, I just covered the holes with enamel dots, and that feels finished enough for me. So this is getting to be the way it's going to end up. And I just do a little bit of journaling about, excuse me, about the restaurant and our day. And there we go. Now I am taking the backing off of the wood veneer. Also, they come with a little, like a film on top of them, which protects the wood veneer. And I had taken most of that off ahead of time, but then you can see I'm peeling a little bit more off. I found some that I missed. So this is like a bottle with sea related things in it. And this is just about done. I have these self-adhesive brads from Simple Stories, and I would love to get this little sheet used up this week. And so that's what I covered the tag holes with, not enamel dots. These little self-adhesive brads. So I use quite a few of them. I don't get the whole page used up. That probably would have been a bit much. We're coming up to the end here. Thank you for joining me today. I'm grateful that you watched. I would love it if you'd give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I hope you enjoy what you see here. And will subscribe. There are still shots coming up where you can see that I add a few little metal embellishments that were left. There they are from scrapping on a ship. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day, and I hope that you get to scrapbook something very soon.